Yes guys, what is up? Hope everybody is keeping well and welcome back to the channel. Game week 2, a stressful but enjoyable day so far. If you're following me on socials, I'm literally just back in the door from being in Dublin. I was up since 6 o'clock this morning, was filming with a WWE wrestler all day. Train was delayed, got back to Galway, Wi-Fi is gone at my house. So they leg it into town and I'm actually in my girlfriend's office right now. So shout out to Rory and GH2 Consulting who got me sorted for this deadline stream. But anyway, what a day it's been. What a game week 1 it's been. All thanks to this man, Reinders as I should be calling him. Was an alright week last week. 55 points you can't see in the top right hand corner. Let's start off proceedings as normal. If you are watching, do drop a like on the stream and do let us know where you're watching from in the world. And as always, send in those questions ahead of Game Week 2. I hope everybody is keeping well on this wet evening in Galway. Got absolutely drenched on the walk into town also, so hopefully that's not coming up on the stream. Haircut is alright anyway, right, 55 points of the week. It was an okay week. Could have been a lot better only for that Nottingham Forest clean sheet wipeout just at the end, which didn't help. Reinders, goal and assist. Bruno Fernandes probably could have came away with a return last week against Arsenal. I very nearly went with Dorgu also. Wasn't ideal then with the two Aston Villa lads also blanking and the two Chelsea lads blanking. But I think they're going to return well tonight. So let's see how we go. Do let us know where you're watching from. As I said, let us know where you're watching from in the world. We've got William in the chat. William, hope you're keeping well, man. Yeah, let's get straight into it. This is what my team is looking like ahead of the deadline. Obviously, we've got that injury to Frimpong, which isn't ideal. If you did own him, I was very close to going to him as well. But for now, this is how I'm lining up. I might make a change before the deadline. Let's see how we go. But Sanchez in goals, Williams, Esteve. I'm tempted to go double Burnley at home. Let's see. Against Sunderland. I do have Dubravka on the bench also. I do think Chelsea will get the clean sheet tonight. However, though, West Ham against Sunderland were poor. It is a London derby then too, so they might try and get a bit of a bounce back compared to last week. But Williams, Mikalenkovic, if they could hopefully get that clean sheet today or at the weekend. It sounds like the Nottingham Forest manager is going to be sacked for some apparent reason. I don't know. I know he doesn't get on well with the owner, which isn't ideal. But yeah, William has just sent a message on Discord, so let's get straight into that then as well. 31 in the chat, which is great to see this evening. A few people joining in after work. Do drop a like on the stream. Let's try and get pushed out to a few more people around the world. And if you are new and you haven't subscribed, if you are joining late, I'm literally just back from Dublin from a shoot with a WWE wrestler. Got home, Wi-Fi was gone, had to leg it into town then also. So bit of a stressful evening so far, but sure, look, we're an hour and 9 minutes to go on to the deadline. We've plenty to discuss. Right, Williams just after sending a message onto the Discord. If you would like to be like William, if you want to become a member on the channel, all you have to do head on down there into the description and you can get access to our Discord group. Or if you want to join the Patreon group also, same link down there too. Right, best Frimpong replacement for William. He's got him on the bench here. Has he dropped in price? I'm actually not sure if he has dropped in price or not. If he has, you're probably looking at a 5.5. I wouldn't go Poro. Let's say he hasn't dropped. I'm actually going to check if he has, because if he has, that's going to be annoying. But 8 Nori off the cuff. 8 Nori Saliba. Let's see Frimpong there. No, he's 6, so you're fine. 8 Nori this week against Spurs. Saliba, Gabriel. Probably Gabriel for that more attacking threat there too. Saliba obviously got the DEFCON points last week, and 8 Nori performed very well. I think City are going to... It's not going to be a walk in the park for City, but I do think they will win comfortably tomorrow, than maybe 3-1 by 2 goals. Are they going to get the clean sheet? 8 Nori might get an attacking return. 8 Nori is my pick there, I think. Vardiol is still out. Brighton, United, Arsenal. Arsenal's fixtures only get alright from game week 7 if we put in Saliba here or Gabriel. I think it's from game week 7. I was looking at Gyökeres potentially for Watkins before in pre-season. I'm not going to go to it now. If you have Gyökeres, he's probably a nice captaincy pick here. Yeah, looking at Arsenal's here. Leeds, fair enough this weekend if you want some quick points. But Liverpool, Forest, Man City, Newcastle, up until game week 7, it's not screaming clean sheet potential from Arsenal. But Arsenal are very strong in defence, as we saw in Old Trafford last weekend. Maybe 8 Nori. Maybe 8 Nori is what I'll be going for. Okay, let's get back to my own team there. I'm probably looking at saving the transfer, to be honest with you. The team is well set up. Was well set up in game week 1. got some returns. Didn't obviously get every return. I think 5 players returned last week. This weekend it's all about Sunderland at home, or Burnley at home to Sunderland. If I'm doubling up on the Burnley defence, if I'm playing Sanchez, front 7, I'm happy with that. Reinders, thankfully that paid off last week anyway, so I'm all good with that. But yeah, William, probably 8 Nori is who we'll be going for. Right, let's get that sorted there and get back to the chat there too. Damien Gunning in the chat. Damien, hope you are well, man. David Giles was thinking about Watkins captain. I know it's hard to get off Salah, but Watkins' record versus Brentford is very good. It is. Has he something with like 4 goals at least against Brentford? Let me see on that. But with Salah, I was chatting to a few people this week. I was tempted by captain and Palmer, not fully locked in on it. Salah is who I'm going to go for. With Palmer, if Palmer blanks tonight, it's going to be a very long wait for Salah until Monday evening. As an FPL addict anyway. If he returns, I'm still going to be very happy. If he blanks and Salah returns, I'm going to be more annoyed. So that's why I'm going Salah captain. It's going to be very swingy on the captaincy this week. You have the likes of Haaland, Watkins, Saka, Gyökeres, Salah, Palmer. There's so many captaincy options this week, so it's going to be tough. But I do think Salah gets something against Newcastle. It's going to be a very scrappy game. Frimpong injured, I think actually suits Salah more. Himself and Szoboszlai probably link up better with Frimpong. Frimpong's all about getting forward. He's more attacking Salah's space that Salah wants to attack. So I think with the Salah captaincy and with Frimpong gone, it probably does suit Salah more. And he's a decent record in St James's Park last year. He got a few goals there too. So yeah, I'm on Salah. Palmer as well. Palmer is a good shout. Watkins then as well. Let's see what's Watkins against Brentford. Can we get this up here? But yeah, I think he's got 4 goals or something against Brentford. Obviously used to play for them as well, didn't he? Watkins here now. Let's see. Watkins versus Brentford. Himself, wasn't it? Mbeumo and Tony, the front three of dreams in the championship. Can I see? He's 6 goals and 1 assist in his last 7 games against Brentford. So nothing wrong if you're going Watkins captain. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Let's get a captaincy poll going, sure, while we're chatting about this. Start a poll. I think it's going to be very very spread. If I had Salah or if I had Haaland, I'd be captaining Haaland over even the Arsenal lads. If I had Saka or Gyökeres, I'd probably pick Gyökeres just because he's going to be on penalties. Right, so we've Salah, Haaland. And do you know what? I'll give. But Palmer needs to be there then as well. Can we do 5 options? Palmer. Maybe it's only 4. Yeah, we've only 4. So then Saka, Gyökeres. Right, let's see what the chat is saying anyway. While I'm at that, if you wouldn't mind, please giving a like on the stream then too. And if you are new and you haven't subscribed, I can see a few people have already subscribed already. So I appreciate that. But keep subscribing if you haven't done so already. No drop in price. William is right. Yeah, 6 million. Jeff, he suggested 8 Nori is a Frimpong injury replacement. I'd be going for that. Ertzi here. Let me just get back to Ertzi. Right. Dubravka sells Dorgu, Porro, Murillo, Rodon, Muniz, Salah, Palmer, Bruno, Reinders, Jorginho, Pedro, Watkins, and Gui. Should I roll this week? You've got Dubravka over sales this week is fine. Porro, Murillo, and Dorgu in the fence is fine. Even Munoz over Dorgu is fine. Salah, Palmer, Bruno, Reinders, all good there. You can roll. Cool. Right, good stuff. Let's get back here. How many points did I get in game week 1? Iron. I got 55. Decent week, just above average. Not the worst, not the best start. Reinders saved my day anyway. I was calling him Reinders all last week, but I'm just glad I went with him. It could have been a lot worse. Play 2, Esteve to Cooper. I'd be playing Esteve. Play the attacker, Dewsbury Hall, and then the Fulham Anderson. Play 2, I think Dewsbury Hall and Esteve. Porro maybe just because he's on set pieces, but no, I'd just maybe Esteve for clean sheet potential. Can I send you my team on X? FTBL09? Of course you can, get it on there. What is my chip strategy, Yash? Well, my chip strategy was going to be bench boosting in game week This week, game week 2, but I've the likes, if I scroll down here to my bench, I've the likes of Dubravka would have been fine, Van de Ven, no, not against City, Anderson against Man United, can see Man United getting one after not scoring last week when they should have scored at least one, and Mark Gui on the bench. Gui isn't even guaranteed of a start this week, so not ideal on a bench boost. This is the thing what happens in pre-season. Someone commented on my Instagram post last week that the team that I locked in, that I had on my YouTube video, wasn't the one I locked in. Of course it wasn't. It's FPL. This is what happens. Last minute changes. I just got a hutch to bring in 2 Forest defenders. That's what I did. So this is why you need to be watching the deadline streams. Anyway, right, fix that up on screen there. Cool. Pick 2 in the starting 11. Porro, Esteve, Dorgu, Juve. Out of those 2, Porro and Esteve. Dorgu was unlucky not to score last week. I see a few videos of him training by himself. Porro just because he's on set pieces. Will they get one against City? Maybe. Well, yeah, I think they might. It's close. I think you play Esteve. He's got the home fixture against Sunderland. Sunderland did look well, but Burnley were racking up the clean sheets in the Championship last year, so they'll know how to set up against them. Start 1, Dewsbury Hall. Where's that gone? Dewsbury Hall, Fulcrig, Nico Williams, Porro, or bench boost. Start 1 out of those. I wouldn't want Fulcrig on a bench boost this evening. It's not the worst bench boost, to be fair. You can probably make a better one after a wildcard, so no, I'd hold off on that. Pick 2 in the start 11, Porro. Yeah, we did that one. So Porro and Esteve, maybe Juve, or maybe Dorgu. Sorry, never mind about Juve. Start Anderson of Fulham or Porro. Start Porro on set pieces. Alexis, kind regards. Hope you're keeping well, man. Would you start Esteve or Dorgu, Stephen? I would have started Dorgu, or would have started Esteve this week. Sorry. I nearly went with Dorgu last week. I had it in my mind if I was going to play Esteve anyway this week and then play Dorgu in game week 3. Don't have Dorgu anyway. I might regret that, not going for Dorgu in game week 3. So let's see how we get on in that. But I'd play Esteve over Dorgu this week. Right, we're on 21 likes. Can we get it up to 30 if we can? We've 46 in the chat. Let's try and get this pushed out to more people around the world. We're coming to you live and direct from Galway. We're on 7,777 subscribers. 7777. If that doesn't mean we're in for a lucky week. I don't know what else we can say there. So that's guaranteed 100 points this week. 7777 subscribers. Maybe an extra 7 there. But anyway, surely that means a bit of luck this week. Can you answer and rate my wildcard, Bebu? Throw it in there. We'll get it up for you. Ryan O'Mara in the chat. Dubravka could easily score more than Sanchez. Do you reckon he could? On clean sheet odds, I think Chelsea are just better for clean sheets. Let's get the projected clean sheets up here. I don't want to mess around too much on the monitor beside me, but clean sheet odds, I think Chelsea were just better than Burnley for clean sheets this week. Chelsea 40%, Burnley 38%. So just it's very close between the two. Anyhow, I wouldn't be doubling up on Burnley. I'd prefer to double up on a Chelsea defence than a Burnley defence this week. I'm happy to go at 1, but Chelsea and City are ranked first for the chance for clean. No, sorry, Arsenal are ranked first. Chelsea and City are ranked second. 52% chance of a clean sheet for Arsenal, and then Chelsea and City with 40% each. So I'd just go Sanchez over Dubravka. I'm not that confident on Burnley getting a clean sheet, especially after Sunderland, how they performed last week. Salah or Bruno as a captain this week? I think it has to be Salah. Bruno for next week. I'm eyeing up Bruno Fernandes in that Burnley fixture. I have the captaincy video ready, so if you follow me on Instagram, that's what's coming next week. Injury dependent, obviously. If he gets away from that game, all well. But Bruno next week, Salah this week. If you have Haaland, captain Haaland. If you have an Arsenal attacker, captain them next. Haaland, Arsenal attacker, Salah, Palmer in that order. Maybe even Palmer and Watkins around the same, but I'd put Salah ahead of them. Dominic Watkins, captain for me. Thoughts on that? Nothing wrong with that. 6 goals and an assist in his last 7 games against Brentford. So I'd be expecting him to return after Villa were poor last week against Newcastle, especially off the back of their very impressive pre-season. You'd expect Villa to surely get a couple against a poor Brentford side who looked very bad against Nottingham Forest at the weekend. Rizwan, I'm captain and Ollie Watkins, even though I own Salah, Palmer and Gyökeres. What are your thoughts and have bench boost active? Let us know who's on the bench boost. I probably would captain Gyökeres over Ollie Watkins. If I had an Arsenal attacker, I'd want to be captaining them this week. 50 in the chat, which is great to see. Then also, please do drop a like on the stream if you haven't done so already. We're nearly on 30 likes, are we? Just having a look here. We're on 27 likes, 50 in the chat. If you wouldn't mind going down there, clicking like on the stream. let's try and get this pushed out to a few more people. Should I bench Poro Yash? I'd start Poro if you can. If you're benching the likes of who, I wouldn't be playing Anderson, wouldn't be playing Van de Ven over Poro. Start Poro over Van de Ven and Anderson. It's close between Estevia and Poro. I probably would start Estevia on the chance of a clean sheet, but anyone else, I'd start Poro over. The likes of a Crystal Palace defender, the likes of a Dorgu, start Poro over them. Anyway, that's what I'd be saying. If you have Haaland and Palmer, who would you captain personally? Adam, I'd be giving it to Haaland. City looked very good last week, especially this fella Reinders looked very good. Start Pedro Porro or Anderson. Yeah, going back to what I said there, start Pedro Porro over Anderson. Hope you have a nice Friday night, Alexis. Hope we're keeping well. What do you think about a double Chelsea defender this game week with Cucurella and James? Go for it. Thomas Cately in the chat. Thomas, sorry I missed your comment there. Here's to a big season. Appreciate that. Is Discord the best place for team reviews this season? Have my Discord sorted because it wasn't working last year. Best of luck all. Thomas, send it into the Discord. We'll get it up for you on stream here. Good man. Good stuff. Appreciate you, Thomas and William, tuning in this evening. 2 members of the channel, which is great to see. You're always watching, lads, so I really do appreciate that. Hey man, hope you're doing well. Start one of Dorgu, Pedro Juve, Pedro Porro there. Out of those two, also captain Salah, Palmer, Watkins. I'll be captain and Salah. If you with Palmer, I do think Palmer does well tonight. It's just on the fact if Palmer blanks, it's going to be a long way till Monday for Salah. If Palmer, I have it in my head anyway, if Palmer gets a nice return tonight, 2 returns, I'm still happy out with that. And I can still look forward to that game on Monday night as a Salah captainer. If he blanks Palmer tonight, it's a long way till that Monday night fixture. So that's how I'm seeing it. Is it going to ruin your weekend? Probably shouldn't. Will it ruin mine? It probably will if I captain Palmer and he blanked. So keep it in your head. Obviously, captain the player you think that's going to score the most points. I still think Salah will score more than Palmer this week, but let's see how it does end up. Bebu, about 15 comments up. Right, let's see. What are we saying? Here we go. Right, rate my wildcard. And would you change anything? Sells, Dubravka, Gabriel, Munoz, Van de Ven, Goodmunson, Cucurella. Probably go for Cucurella to Sanchez and goals, and then sell to like of Milenkovic. You're saving money there then, Boo. So first, starting off the defence, that's what I'll be going for. Palmer, Gakpo, Semenyo, Reinders, Rodgers, Gui, Haaland, Gyökeres. Nothing wrong with that at all. No, Salah is the obvious absentee. You've got Gakpo. Probably need another Liverpool attacker there, to be honest with you. If they do get Isak, you'd surely think Gakpo could be the one to move to the bench, or him and Ekatike are gonna share minutes up front. Let's see what's going to happen around that, but it's not a bad wildcard team. I'd go Cucurella to Milenkovic or Cucurella to Williams, and then sells to Sanchez, saves him in there. So, and then I'll probably upgrade one of your midfielders there too. Should I bench Poro? All depends who you're starting, or who else you're starting. But as I said, going back to that, play Pedro Poro, bench Dorgu, bench Anderson, maybe bench a Burnley lad. It's very close there, but Play Poro when you can. He's on set piece. He might sneak something. Bibu, let us know if that's alright for you. Best replacement for Frimpong. 8 Nori is what we were saying there. 8 Nori this week. Arsenal defence is obviously the Arsenal defence. We all know how good they can be. However, not great fixtures up until game week 7. Who have the Liverpool, Forest, City in the next couple of game weeks. So yeah, not ideal on those. So that's what I'll be saying there. Right, what do we? 53 minutes to go until the deadline. Mr. Mariankis is watching you. Must be nice to not have a wedding to get ready for after this deadline. True, but I've been up since 6 a.m, Ryan. We're still on the buzz of coming back from Dublin, and I'm just enjoying. I'm going to enjoy watching the match tonight. I didn't get to watch a match all weekend. Half of the Chelsea game is all I saw, so I'm looking forward to chilling watching the Chelsea game tonight with 3 Chelsea players. So let's see how they do get on. William, Salah got 2 goals and 3 assists away to Newcastle in the last 3 away fixtures, so hard to go against them. Yeah, the captaincy's all up there. How are we going with the captaincy poll? I'm surprised to see Salah 70%, to be honest with you. Wow, 69 votes, 70% for Salah, 9% for Haaland. Palmer is going to be captain more than Haaland. So if you're watching this as a Haaland captainer, you're laughing. He's going to be a differential off the chat here. He's going to be a differential. Looking at that, 69% for Salah. Wow, I can't believe Palmer's more than Haaland. Right then, let's see. Take out Van de Ven and Konsa and roll then, bud. Take out Van de Ven and Konsa and roll Tommy B. Yeah, take out Van de Ven and Konsa. Yeah, go for that. All good there. Yeah, go for that. What else are we saying there? Sells a Dubravka this week. If you have a Steve, go sells. Don't double up on the Burnley defence is what I'd be saying. Sunderland looked good last week, so I'm not fully confident of a clean sheet for Sunderland. Right, how are we looking there then? Nice one. Right, let's keep this going. If you are new to the channel, if you are watching this, if you wouldn't mind please heading on down there, click and subscribe on the channel. And if you haven't liked the stream already, what are you doing? Head on down there please, give the stream a like. That'd be very much appreciated. Salahuddin, I've got Wirtz and Zubamendi in midfield. Should have sell one of them for Reinders. Zubamendi to Reinders is what I'd be saying. Yeah, keep Wirtz. If you have Wirtz, you'll want him from game week 4 onwards. Newcastle and Arsenal isn't ideal. Let's see how he gets on Monday night. But I very nearly went with Wirtz. I went with Bruno Fernandes. Didn't matter in the end. So let's see how it plays out this week. Bruno has to get something for me. It was a bit of a frustrating watching him last weekend. United in general, it was a frustrating watch. Should I sell Hwang Hee-chan and get a penalty for Reinders? Go get Reinders in. Yeah, you should have probably started off him. Hindsight's a great thing. Would you recommend to switch out Virgil van Dijk? No, definitely not. 20 defensive contributions last week for Van Dijk. 20. All he's to do, if he does that, I don't know. If you could easily see that happen against Newcastle, you could easily see it happen against Arsenal. 20. He only needs 10 to hit the threshold of an extra 2 points. Wouldn't be getting rid of Virgil van Dijk. Definitely not. Keep him in your team. Selder Dubravka, as I said, going back to that, if you have a Stave in the team, play Sells. You can see there I'm on double Nottingham Forest. Would you start 2 Forest defence, 2 Burnley defence of one of each? Have Sells, Nico Williams, Esteve and Dubravka. Try and get Esteve in. You can surely start Sells and Williams and Esteve. You can surely do 2 and 1. Surely. Like myself there, I have two Forest and an Esteve. Going back to Jason, no, do not get rid of Van Dijk. It's definitely not. Is what I'd be saying. Right, let me throw this in here. Good stuff. While I'm at this, go down there, give the stream a like if you wouldn't mind. Just throwing this into the Patreon chat. Good stuff. Am I done doing things? Watkins has to be captain. Brentford are going to be very poor this season. I think they will be too. Well, I can see Watkins returning. It just has to be Salah this week. I think that it has to be him. For my team anyway. If you have Haaland, go Haaland. Next up, Arsenal attacker and then Salah. So I don't have the first 2 options that I'd want to have. That's why I'm going Salah then. Iron Man Shrek. Who should I bring in for Kerkez, Saliba, Gabriel, Cucurella or Nori? If you have Sanchez, get Nori. If you don't have a Chelsea defensive asset already, get Cucurella into the team. If you already do, get Nori in. Dude, are you going for bench boost? Derrico? No, bench boost is not active. No, you can see my bench there. It's not active. It doesn't need to. It's not great this week. I was planning on in pre-season. Dubravka, Anderson, Van de Ven, Gui won't even start. I think the Sunderland manager is going to go with the exact same starting 11 that bet West Ham comfortably last week. Van de Ven, he did me well in game week 1. Don't want him for City on the bench boost. Anderson then as well. I can see United scoring. Only real main chance of getting some points is Dubravka, so that's why I'm not bench boosting this week. I'm saving it for later on the season. Should I take a -8? Oh god, to remove Fulkrug and Marmouche. Depends if you're who you're getting in. Zaid, let us know if you're getting in around that price point. If you're one of the likes of a Reinders and he can upgrade Fulkrug to João Pedro, maybe. I think João Pedro does well tonight. I know what's going to happen with him being taken off around 60-70 minutes again. We need him just to get an early goal or an early return, and then we can just enjoy the game really. Bench booster Bravka, Williams, Anderson and Dewsbury Hall are away. That's nothing wrong with that. That's a decent bench boost there, Ronan. I'm starting Williams, so why not Dubravka then as well. Anderson of Fulham could get some DEFCON points. He was close. I think they get 8 or 9 last week. He might have played Porro or Juve. Pedro Porro, definitely play Pedro Porro over Juve. Can see Chelsea doing a job on West Ham tonight. Watkins captain or Salah? I'm on Salah here myself if you want to copy myself. That being said, Watkins does have a good record against Brentford. Back to the Patreon here then. Dubravka, Williams, the Cooper, Pedro Porro, Jorginho, Reinders, Semenyo, Salah, Palmer, Ekitike, Watkins, all good there. Good to go. Should I roll correct bench and Sanchez, Esteva, Milenkovic, Richards, Salah, Palmer, Bruno, Reinders, Rodgers, João Pedro, Watkins. Salah captain there, yeah, good to go. Right, James Evans, make sure you're happy out there. Any money in the bank? Would you remove Welbeck? Leave it there. Just wait and see. Wait and see what happens with. Right, let's keep this going. Are you going for bench boost? No, I'm not. No bench boost this week. 54 in the chat, which is great to see on this Friday evening. What are we on? 36 likes. If you haven't liked the stream, first off, go down there. Please click like on the stream. If you haven't subscribed, it'd be very much appreciated if you could hit subscribe on the channel. We've hit 7,780 subs, which is great. Can we get close to 7.8k before the stream? Before the stream ends, 45 minutes. It'd be great to see that. Should I bring in Milenkovic for Anderson or Van de Ven, or bring in Rodgers for Wirtz? No. Milenkovic for Anderson. If you're transferring in Paul, don't do it. If you're just subbing in Milenkovic, do. Sub in Milenkovic for Anderson. Do. Sub him in there. Or bring in Rodgers for Wirtz. Would keep Wirtz. Give him another weekend, yeah. Kudos, probs guaranteed play time, or Marmouche unsure time. Kudos is a good pick, but he's not always going to get an assist when Richarlison scores a bicycle every week. That was the chance of him getting an assist for that was minuscule. It's just Richarlison, to be fair to him, what a goal that was, but Kudos won't be getting those assists every week. Would he get something against City? He loves it. He loves a shot again in games, and would he get something against City? I don't know. Right, FTBL09 is under the latest post sound. Semenyo and Ekitike for -8 said no. Don't be chasing points so early on the season. Do not do that. Right, Rizwan, bench boost active. We'll go FTBL09 first. I have 3 options this game week. Make a -4, remove Tielemans and Solanke. Yeah, I'd remove Tielemans and Solanke for Semenyo and no, I wouldn't go for, no, not for that first transfer. Go without any transfer. You can surely do Solanke. 7's 7.5. You can't get to Wood. Solanke, I'm not going to say it's Mateta because I have got Solanke 7.5. Interesting. Okay, 14 million. Richarlison, no, wouldn't go down. Mayenda, you don't want to be chasing points, but fair enough. The Burnley fixture isn't the worst. João Pedro, you already have him in your team. Strand Larson, but you want to see what happens with that transfer, to be fair, then as well. Who would you go for? I'd take out Solanke anyway. Thomas Frank said in his press conference that Richarlison is his starting number 9. So that doesn't sound great for a Solanke start. Going back to where's your comment there? Oh no, sorry, it was on Twitter. That's where it is. -4 Tielemans for Semenyo. I wouldn't be chasing with Semenyo. I know it's Wolves at home. What are you have Eze in the team then as well? I think Eze is a transfer out, to be honest. That's a priority. FTBL09. You can't get to Bruno. You're just off. You've already got Wirtz. Any other striker option? Surely, can you get to Ollie Watkins? It doesn't look like even Solanke has to go in. Yeah, you can go for Mateta. I've got double Forest there, so I'd say not to this week, but that's your only option at 7.5 million. That's all you can really do. Semenyo and Ekitike for -8. Don't do that. Do not do that. Would love to see Pedro scoring. Ryan, definitely not Pedro Porro now. João Pedro is the one I want to be seeing scoring. Okay, Dewsbury Hall or Fulkrug this week. I'm going to be biased. I've already got Sanchez in goals. Chelsea's second favourite for the chance for clean sheet. Start Dewsbury Hall there. How many touches did he have? He'd something. Did I see a crazy stat? He only had like 5 touches. Am I right in saying that last week, Dewsbury Hall? But they're still going. It's like an even tougher call this year with all the new routes to points for teams having to defend. Yeah, do not take your hits at this stage. Right, Michael in the Discord, let's get you up here. What are we saying, Michael? Is it in the team review chat or is it in a private chat? Where is it here now? Team reviews. Michael, 0.0 in the bank, 1 free transfer. Milenkovic, Virgil, Konsa needs to go. Sub in Esteve. So 3-5-2, Dewsbury Hall, Kudos, Salah, Bruno Fernandes, Palmer. Just roll, Michael. You're good to go to roll. All good there. Team is good to go. Watkins captain, Dominic. We were discussing that. For me, it's going to be Salah this week, and I'm looking at that Monday night fixture. I think Salah does return. Watkins can even score then as well. 6 goals and 1 assist in his last 7 games. Captaincy is up in the air this week. Anyone can do well. I'm just leaving it on Salah. If in doubt, put the captaincy on Mo Salah. Dorgu or Porro as a defender this week. Pedro Porro, go with that. Porro over Esteve, Dorgu or Nico Williams, maybe over Dorgu. Just play Porro. Is a wildcard necessary this game against FTBL 09? No. Eze isn't ideal. The rest of your team is okay. For Brogan and Keller, you probably have too much money in the defence there. You have Frimpong as well. I didn't see Frimpong. Maybe you might have to. I think you might have to. You have Frimpong. Bowen could probably go. Eze has to go. Wan-Bissaka probably has to go. Sort out your 2 keepers. Maybe FTBL 09 I'd be going. I'd probably be hitting the wild card just with the fact you have Eze, Frimpong. Not ideal there. Rizwan then as well. Bench boost active for Rizwan. He's got João Pedro. It's probably going to be Ndoye on the bench boost. Dubravka, Ndoye, Van de Ven, Wan-Bissaka. I'm not too fussed on that bench boost, to be honest with you. My bench as is Esteve. Michael, sub in Esteve for Konsa. For Van de Ven. Van de Ven, Dewsbury Hall for Konsa. The Van de Ven on the bench, Michael. That's what I'll be going for. Would I captain Haaland if I have him? If I had him, I would indeed. Salah or Gyökeres for the Ironman. If you have Gyökeres, you have to captain him. Right, we're on 7,781 subs. We're 19 off hitting 7.8k. Is there any chance we could hit that before the deadline? That'd be very much appreciated. 40 minutes to do so. Or is the deadline at 6? I think it's at 6:30 anyway. So if you are watching and you haven't subscribed, please go down there, click subscribe on the channel. Don't want to be sounding like a beggar, but it would be great to hit that before the stream ends. Nico, Porro, Dorgu, Anderson, Esteve. Which 3 would you pick? Nico Williams, Porro, and Esteve. Just Dorgu on the bench. Just Salah or Gyökeres for the captaincy. With Gyökeres on penalties for Arsenal, I would be going for that. Yeah. Eze or Rodgers this week? Has to be Rodgers. Eze isn't going to play. He played his last game for them last week, is what was confirmed. If he played for Crystal Palace and he got injured, that would be the most stupid thing ever. So I can't see him playing this week, which is good for my double Nottingham Forest defence. Let's see if they do keep the clean sheet. They should have kept it last week. I took a late change to my deadline on my team on the deadline stream last week, going with the double Nottingham Forest defence. I'd hope we get that Forest clean sheet anyway. So let's see how it does fare out. Bench Porro for Dorgu. What do you think? I probably would play Porro. It's very close. I can see Fulham maybe sneaking one against United. It's whether or not Dorgu gets it as attack and return. He's going to be a very much a flair pick. Dorgu. I'm gonna miss out on his haul in game week 3. I think I had him in the game week 1 team or the squad. I just had the thoughts of having him in for game week 3. That hasn't come to fruition. Could easily see him doing well against Burnley in game week 3. Start Porro over Dorgu, Nico and Esteve. Pick 3. Start Porro, Nico and Esteve. That's the big one. Van de Ven or Esteve this week. You can see my bench there. I've got Van de Ven on the bench. No bench boost here at all. Sean Frayne in the chat. Sean, good man. Hope you're keeping well, man. Great to see you back. How's things? 38 minutes to go into the deadline. We're nearly on 50 likes. If you haven't liked the stream, head on down there, click like on the stream. We're very close to hitting 50 likes. It'd be great to hit that before the end of the stream also. Van de Ven or Esteve there. Tossin or Esteve? Was it said Tossin isn't fully fit yet? Let me double check on that. Anyone see the video during the week of Esteve saying he didn't even know what FPL was? I'm sure a lot of the FPL community know him anyhow. Right, let's see what was said on. There we go. Start 1, Esteve, Porro, Anderson. Porro just. Right, Consa suspended, Martinez available, that's fine. What were we looking for there? Yeah. Eze has played his last game for his club, so come back to FTBL 09, get Eze out the team. What were we talking about there? Oh, Tossin, yeah. Let's see what Maresca has said. Wolves, Bournemouth, City. Maresca had it probably yesterday, was it? Liverpool. When did Maresca have his press conference? Tossin is available. We're going to have to wait till closer to the deadline. So Sean, he might start if he's available. He might just go with the same team that your man, what's the other centre back, Chalobah and Achupam or something. He played well last week, so maybe he starts with the same 11. But he is a fan of Tossin, Maresca. Let's see closer to the deadline if we do get some City or some Chelsea team news. Sells or Dubravka, Nico Williams or Esteve. Sells and Esteve. I'm doubling up on the Forest defence, so maybe I should tell you to do the same. But I would try and get a Burnley defender in there, Dara. They're going to be high owned this week, the Burnley defence. Right, that's my team there. Palmer, Vice, Milenkovic or Murillo. More chance of an attack and return from Milenkovic. More chance of some DEFCON points from Murillo. So take your pick there. I'd probably go with the attacking side and go with Milenkovic. That's why I went with him over Murillo last week anyway. Captain Palmer this week. Nothing wrong with going Captain Palmer if you do want to go. I'd prefer Salah though. I keep saying that, but I do. Sells or Dubravka. Yeah, we did that there then too. How are we for time then? We've plenty of time. 35 minutes to go until the deadline. Let's keep this going. Wildcard: Sanchez, Williams, Ronaldo, Dorgu, Saka, Gakpo, Semenyo, Cunha, Haaland, João Pedro, Watkins. 3-4-3 it's looking like there. I like that. Only one Liverpool attacker in Gakpo. You might come into issues down the line if they do sign Isak. Is Gakpo gonna start along with Ekitike? Maybe not. But for now, it's not a bad one. You might come to a dead end with Gakpo, him and Ekitike rotating a lot. But for now, it's fine until if they do sign Isak. Let's see how that does fare out. But for now, 3-4-3, not bad. One Liverpool attacker. You probably need two if you're going against Salah. You could probably go Wirtz instead of Cunha, but you'll want Cunha for next week. So maybe go Cunha this week and you have him for a potential captain against Burnley next week. Watkins captain this week, James. Nothing wrong with that. Going back to what we were saying earlier, 6 goals and an assist against Brentford last week. 6 goals and an assist in 7 games against Brentford. So he's not a bad shout for the captaincy pick. Dorgu or Anderson to start. Out of those, I'd start Dorgu. More chance of an attack and return. Looking at clean sheet odds between the pair of them, I think it's going to be very similar. I think the two of them do concede. United and Fulham. Let's get it up here. United have a 29% chance of a clean sheet. Fulham have a 25% chance of a clean sheet. You're probably going to lean towards Dorgu with that attacking threat. Not hectic there though between the two of them. I can see probably a 1-1 or a 2-1 there in that game. Right, 33 minutes to go. Baleba or Ndiaye this week? Ndiaye. General thoughts on the fixture, Arsenal Leeds. How do you think that's going to match? I think Arsenal win that comfortably. Whether it's 3-0. I think they do get a clean sheet at home. Probably should have started with an Arsenal defender. I didn't think they get one against United. That's why I went with Bruno Fernandes. Raya 10-pointer in game week 1. Even with a yellow card. If you got with Raya, you're laughing. But Sanchez isn't too far behind him. So let's see how Leeds get on in that game. Start Anderson, Fulham or Pedro Porro. Start Porro. Attacking threat from set pieces. I'd go with Porro. Play 2, Dusty. Play 2, Juve, Williams, Esteve, Van de Ven, Williams and Esteve. That's what I'll be looking for. We're nearly on 50 likes. If you haven't liked the stream, go down there, give the stream a like, and if you're down there and you haven't subscribed, click subscribe on the channel then too. We're so close to hitting 7.8k. If we can hit that before the end of the stream, we have 30 minutes to do. Fingers crossed we can get there. Right then, let's see what else we've got going in the chat. Bro, sound Defcon for Baleba, true, and dies on penalties off if they do get one. Everton were shocking. Surely, Samuel, Everton wake up after that Leeds game. They were absolutely shocking in that game. Surely they wake up. Pedro Porro or Tarkowski. I do see Brighton getting one. It's Brighton and Everton are playing, aren't they? Yeah. Tarkowski is going to be a Defcon monster, but Pedro Porro has set pieces. Maybe. No, I'd go Pedro Porro just in case they do get something. A few new subscribes there on the channel. Appreciate that. Whoever has done that, that's very sound of you. Anderson or Esteve, sir. James, you're a distinguished gentleman asking me like that. So let's go to Esteve. That's what I'll be going for over Anderson. João Pedro and Wirtz out for Semenyo and Wooden for -4. Definitely not. Do not do that. João Pedro and Wirtz could easily return this week. João Pedro, especially, he didn't have a kick against Crystal Palace last week. Was taken off early. It was a disappointing watch as a João Pedro owner. But this West Ham game, well, to be honest, I did expect him to get something against Crystal Palace, but he didn't have a sniff all game in that Palace game. This West Ham game surely is one he can do well in. João Pedro is the type of person that needs returns to get his confidence up then too. So let's see how he gets on tonight. I'm happy to keep him for another while. Don't take João Pedro out then, is all I'm trying to say. Semenyo and Wood. Semenyo's kind of a bit of a knee-jerk transfer. He does have Wolves. I wouldn't be doing that for -4 especially, no. Watkins, Palmer or João Pedro for captain. Out of those, probably Palmer. As I said earlier, Haaland first, Arsenal attacker second, Salah third, Watkins and Palmer fourth. Palmer just above Watkins. Bench Wirtz, Rodgers or João Pedro. Surely you can play them all. Lena. Bench Wirtz, Rodgers or Pedro. Let us know what the rest of your team is. Surely you can play the three of them. You have too much money to be benching any of those. Luke Devaney, disgrace with how my team looked for Game Week 2, so getting free hit out of the way. Triple Arsenal, Bournemouth, Villa and 2 by City also. Speaking of the free hit, let's get up Quinner's team here. If you watch my YouTube video during pre-season, FPL Quinner finished 14th overall in the 2021 season. He's on his free hit this week. It was an interesting team. If I can find this message, maybe it's here we go. So he's gone for Trafford. Ederson is back in contention, so maybe he's going to go for someone else. Munoz against Forest, Gabriel, Arojo, Reinders, Saka, captain, Palmer, Semenyo, Evan Nielsen, Gyökeres, Haaland. It's a strong free hit team, to be fair. Evan Nielsen, Gyökeres and Haaland, you'd surely expect them to get something in those 3 games each. Saka captain, fair enough. I probably would give it to Gyökeres with him being on penalties. Reinders, Palmer, Semenyo, that's a strong free hit team. I'm assuming he's going to change out Trafford. Maybe go for... Who's another shout for a clean sheet this week? Out of those fixtures, he's already got Arojo in defence. Nothing else screaming unless he wants a Burnley defender, but there's a risk going in that. But I like the Haaland, Gyökeres, Evan Nielsen up front. Semenyo, Palmer, Saka, Reinders. No Liverpool players is questionable, and he's a Liverpool fan then as well. So maybe he knows something we don't. Luke Devaney, let me know of that. What free hit team you're going to be. As a Liverpool fan, I think Salah weak option. Happy to see 70% captain him. I would have said he was a weak option if Frimpong was there. It seems like Frimpong is getting in his way. I think it's a better shout Szoboszlai right back. Him and Salah link up a wee bit better than Frimpong has been doing so far. Obviously it's a small number of games, or small scale of games. We can compare Salah and Frimpong. Obviously comparing them to Trent and Salah. But I think Frimpong out is good for Salah. Frimpong just loves to attack, and he's taking those spaces off Salah. That's my takeaway from it. I still think Salah returns, but I can see why you're content with going somebody else. It is a tough fixture, especially with the Isak transfer saga. Newcastle are going to be gunning to leave a few in on the Liverpool players then too. So it'll be a battle in St James's Park on Monday evening. Right, 3 minutes past 6. Raul with Eze gone, I feel Sarr becomes even more lethal. Good fifth midfield option from game week 4. He is. I know a lot of people are transferring him out this week, but Sarr from game week 4, Sunderland and Burnley in those 2 weeks. Let's get up a Palace Palace asset here so we can look at their things. I could be looking towards Sarr in game week 4 there. You can see that, yeah. Sunderland, West Ham. It wasn't Burnley, sorry. Sunderland, West Ham 4 and 5. Liverpool, fair enough. Everton away, Bournemouth at home. If Eze is gone and they don't sign anyone else, he's not a bad shout at 6.5 million. If you had the choice of Rodgers or Semenyo in this game week without the need of spending a transfer, who are you going for? I think Rodgers. I think Rodgers. Villa will want to bounce back after only drawn. I know it was against a Newcastle side, but Semenyo, fair enough, 2 goals in game week 1. Liverpool were poor for those 2 goals that did concede. It was more in the break than as well. I think Rodgers. I think Villa do well this week against a very leaky Brentford side. So fingers crossed you do have Rodgers in the team already. Strand Larson or Thiago, Brentford. Strand Larson, we don't know what's going to happen with him. Is he going to go to Newcastle if Isak does go? Or Thiago of Brentford. At least Thiago is going to be on penalties like he did last week. Does he do the score against Villa at home? Maybe they might sneak one, but I can see Villa getting 2-3 goals in that game. Start Pedro Porro or Juve? Porro. Sanchez, Dubravka. So Sanchez, Porro, Williams, Esteve. I'm going to guess you're going with the back 3. Salah, Palmer, Bruno, Wirtz, Reinders. That's a strong midfield. And then Watkins and Strand Larson up front. Gassan. Nothing wrong with that team at all. Maybe missing a Joe Pedro tonight if he does haul. Let's see. Lena Pedersen, Rodgers, Palmer, Bruno, Wirtz, Reinders, Watkins, Joe Pedro, Ekatike. 2, 4, 6, 8. If the bench one out of those, Jesus, there's a lot of money in that in that front 8, Lena. You're gonna have to bench one of those every week. You're giving yourself a headache every week with those 8 players. Wow. Out of those, one of the Liverpool lads maybe. You have to play Palmer, you have to play Bruno, you have to play Joe Pedro, you have to play Watkins. You surely have to play one of the Liverpool lads. Maybe Rodgers, but that is very tough, Lena. Don't do that to yourself. You're giving yourself a bench and headache every week, and then the majority of times it's always the one you pick on the bench returns. So yeah, would love to know who's on pens for Bournemouth. It's Evan Nielsen. I'm nearly sure it's Evan Nielsen, Luke. ARB, is Cucurella a good captaincy option, and do I sell Munoz or Aina for Dorgu or not? Don't be bringing in Dorgu, no. Save your free transfer. Cucurella, a good captaincy option. Haven't heard that all week, to be honest with you. Nothing wrong with it. Would I go for it? No, I'd go for an attacker. Right, 24 minutes to go until the deadline. 42 watching in the chat. We're nearly on 60 likes then also, and we're 13 subs off hitting 7.8k. If we could hit that before the end of the stream, that would be great. That'd be very much appreciated. Hussam, I skipped your question. Apologies, I just missed it so when I was looking at my phone. Where are you, Hussam? Where are we? I can't see your name there, Hussam. Where can I see you? Oh, sorry, there. Start Dewsbury, Hall or Esteve. Probably always the attacker in that one, Hussam. Go with the attacker. Can you play Esteve in as well? Maybe you can. Let us know the rest of your defence there, Hussam. But more often than not, you always just play the attacker. Right, 23 minutes. Let's keep this going. Right, this is my team. I could play Dubravka over Sanchez. I'm happy to play Sanchez. Double Forest defence. Badly need that clean sheet this week. Should have got it last week. It would have been laughable at an extra 8-9 points. Palmer, vice, Salah captain, Reinders tomorrow in the early kick-off. Bruno, Rodgers. How many players have I in tomorrow's game? So Villa are on at 3 o'clock. Nice. And they're on the telly then as well, which is good. Then 2. We have a few ones. Would I start Dubravka over Sells this week? Would I start Dubravka over Sells this week? Have you Esteve? Right. Would you start only if you have another? No, you don't. Probably would so. Right. Fancy a jam sandwich, Damien? I'm absolutely starving. I'm absolutely starving. Who, Sam? Let me know if that's alright for you anyway. Keane Sherlock in the chat. Keane, hope we're keeping well. Kudos Reinders, Fulkrug, Anderson, pick 3. Kudos Reinders, and do you go Fulkrug? Maybe not. Maybe Anderson, but probably just start all the attackers to be honest with you. Samuel. Jokeres being on penalties a better pick than Watkins. He is, yeah. The deadline is in 5 minutes. It's not. It's in 21 minutes. Start Pedro Porro over Juve, right? Yes. Gassan, go for that. Kudos Reinders, Fulkrug, Anderson. Start the 3 attackers. If that's Anderson of Nottingham Forest, start him over Fulkrug. If not, start the 3 attackers. Sells, Nico Williams, Cucurella, Tarkowski, Esteve. Sells, Nico Williams, Cucurella, Tarkowski, Esteve, Bruno, Salah, Palmer, Minta, João Pedro, Dewsbury Hall on the bench. Would you play him over Minta? Maybe not, no. I think you're good to go. Minta's a nice differential there, to be fair. Virgil or Tarkowski in defence. Van Dijk, definitely. And Gay or Kudos in midfield. Kudos. Trying to transfer in Reinders, get him in for Wirtz or Matoma. Keep Wirtz. You'll want him from game week 4, Wirtz. Give him another 2 games. Wirtz. That Liverpool attack is the best attack, if not. It's one of the best, if not the best attack in the league, Gavin. So I'd keep Wirtz in there. Go for that. Should I take a hit on Elliot Anderson for Dewsbury Hall? Do not take a hit for that. No, that's one of the most boring transfers ever. Iron Man Trek. I'm sorry, but do not take a hit for that. Elliot Anderson. If Douglas Luiz comes to Nottingham Forest, he's going to take all the set pieces off him. So don't do that. What's the Nuno controversy? Yeah, apparently he's out the door. Bruno over Palmer for captain. Game me 3, yes. Game me 2, no. Right, let's see what the story is or the latest on Nuno. Esteve or Richards this week? I go Esteve. Our relationship has changed, it's not good. Nuno Espirito Santo says the relationship between himself and Nottingham Forest owner has changed for the worst. Wow. I think Palmer have the edge for captaincy over Mo Salah, who Sam. Nothing wrong with that. If you want to captain Palmer this week, it's going to be very close within the captaincies anyway. Appreciate all the new subs there. We're just 10 subs off hitting 7,800. If we could please hit that before the end of the stream. We're on the road. We've a job on to get 10k subs before Christmas. I don't know how we're going to do it, to be honest with you. Just putting the graft in, and fingers crossed we tremble or stumble upon it. We're back to their normal schedule of YouTube videos during the week anyway, so let's see how it goes before Christmas. Just need a good rank at the start of the season to get the channel pushed out a bit more. Claire in the chat then as well. How are you, Claire? Kevin, Salah or Palmer or Bruno for the captaincy? Salah, I'm going out of those. For Bruggen versus Everton or Sells versus Palace? Eze gone for Palace, maybe go with Sells. Nuno leaving would be bad for both of us on double Forest defence. It definitely would, Luke. But they have the fixtures. The fixtures are good. Forest here now, let's have a look. West Ham, obviously the Arsenal game isn't ideal. Burnley and Sunderland in the next 5, sorry. West Ham, Burnley and Sunderland, we should surely be getting at least 2 clean sheets out of those games, if not even 3, to be honest with you. So let's see how that plays out. Sesko or Richarlison sub on the sub. Probably bench Sesko. Start Richarlison. It's weird you have the 2 of them. I'm going to assume you're playing draft. Who should I drop to the bench out of Palmer, Bruno Fernandes, Wirtz, Reinders, Rodgers, Mateta, João Pedro, Watkins? Wow. Like Liana up top there as well with the 8 attackers. Claire, you're killing us with that 8 attackers. Don't do that. Who can you bench out of those? Do I just say Mateta because I'm on double Crystal Palace or double Nottingham Forest? Maybe. Palmer, Bruno Fernandes, Wirtz, Reinders, Rodgers, Mateta, Joe Pedro, Watkins can all easily return this week. You've got an awful headache there. Don't do that to yourself. Don't pick 8 strong players because you have to bench one every week. How are you fixed for a bench boost? You might have Dubravka, you might have Esteve. Why not go for that? Kevin, Salah, Palmer, Bruno for captain. Salah out of those. You have them in the rank. I'd actually rank them then 2. Salah, Palmer, Bruno, first, second, third. If anyone's late or joining late arriving, I'd be going Haaland first for the captaincy, and Arsenal attacker, and then Liverpool attacker then. A few new subs there then as well. We're 8 subs off hitting 7,800. Talking of subs, who are my subs here? Hamad is asking us: Dubravka, Anderson, Van de Ven, Mark Gui. No need for a bench boost this week. Dubravka, fair enough, he might get something there. Anderson against United, I don't see it. Maybe some DEFCON points. Van de Ven, no, not against City. And then Mark Gui then as well. He didn't even start last week. I can see Sunderland starting off with the same team or the same starting 11 as I did last week. So I'm going to leave off the bench boost for another week. Pickford, Dorgu. Let's fix that there, sorry. Pickford, Dorgu, Williams, Gabriel, Salah, Wirtz, Tielemans, Fernandes, Reinders, Watkins, Pedro, with Dubravka, Fulkrug, Juice, Van de Ven on the bench. All good there. Pickford, Dorgu, Williams, Gabriel, Salah captain, Wirtz, Tielemans, Fernandes, Reinders. Team is good to go. Who to bench? Sarr, Barnes, Reinders, or Minta. I'm going to say Sarr just because I'm on double Nottingham Forest offence. It's going to be biased, but yeah, that's what I'm saying there. Let's get another poll going. How many Burnley defenders have you this week? Because they're very popular this week, the Burnley lads. How many? One, and then we'll just do 2. Nobody's mad enough to go with 3. Right. Ash, who's on my bench there? We'll go back to what we said there. Dubravka, Anderson, Van de Ven, Gui on the bench. Who should I bench? Fernandes, Palmer, Baleba, Reinders, Ndiaye, Larson, Haaland, Watkins. It's between Baleba and Ndiaye. Maybe Baleba because he's not on penalties, or Ndiaye is on penalties compared to Baleba. I know Baleba can get some DEFCON points, but I'd go with Ndiaye. Alright, 14 minutes to go. We've got 56 in the chat then too. Are we for the like total? Appreciate the few new subs there then as well. We're 9 subs off hitting 7.8k. If we could hit that before the end of the stream, that would be class. We've been up since 6 a.m. I don't need your pity any, but we've had a long day travelling, trying to get back from this stream. If anyone's joining late, the Wi-Fi was gone at my house, so I had to run into town in the piss and rain and got an office in here. Shout out to Rory and GH2 consultant who sorted this office out for us then as well for the space in Galway, so shout out to that. We're getting the deadline streams on. We can't miss one every week now. That being said, I am going to Electric Picnic next week, so we're probably going to miss it next week. But apart from that, we can't be missing deadline streams, especially so early on in the season. Keeper, sell Bowen Dean. I'd probably keep him, not for a hit. If you can go to Joe Pedro, if you have the money for Gyökeres, maybe. But not for a hit. I'd keep Bowen this week. I am playing Sanchez this week. I can see a Chelsea clean sheet. If West Ham are going to score, it's going to be a Bowen return shortly. So maybe play him. Any leaks yet? Islam. Let's see. Appreciate the few new subs there. We're 5 subs now. That's class to see. 5 subs off hitting 7.8k. If we can hit that before the deadline stream, 13 minutes to hit that would honestly be class and be well worth rushing home to get this stream out of the way then too. Appreciate Danny there saying subbing like everyone. That is very sound of you, Danny. Appreciate that, man. Shout out Danny there, good man. Are you doing your bench boost, Ash? No, I'm not. Dubravka, Anderson, Van de Ven, and Gui on the bench, so I'm not bench boosting there. Kudos for Esteve. Always start the attacker. Dean of Gyökeres, Bowen, and Watkins up top. If you can get João Pedro for free, I'd be tempted to go João Pedro. I can see Chelsea getting a couple of goals tonight. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I can see Chelsea getting 2-3 tonight. West Ham were abysmal last week against Sunderland. What do you think would be the start? What do you think who will be start today? Fulkrug or Wilson? Probably Fulkrug there, to be honest with you. Saving the bench boost till later on the season. Not strong enough this week. Replace Konsa or play Porro? Just play Porro. Porro could easily get some returns there too. Dorgu or Ronaldo? He's a left back for Sunderland, isn't he? Probably Dorgu there. Will Burnley get a goal? Maybe go with the Sunderland left back. What did he get? He got 6 or 7 last week, didn't he? Maybe go with that. Only doubt is the lap coming on and Pedro not getting full game time. He won't. He'll get 60 to 70, but surely Chelsea get 1 or 2 in the first half. I could see that happening. Shout out to the lads over on Instagram. We're nearly on 24k over on Instagram too. We're just about to hit 23.9k, which is great to see. 67 in the chat then too. We're just 5 subs off hitting 7.8k. A lot of milestones being hit now over the start of the season, which is great to see. If you are watching and you haven't subscribed, go down there please, click subscribe on the channel. You don't actually know what it means to, if you do that for YouTube content creators, the hours being put in behind the scenes, especially when you're small like myself. I know 7k is decent going on that, but it's just a click of a mouse. Click subscribe. It really does support the channel. It really does help the channel. And yeah, and losing 0.1 on Bone as well after game week 2 doesn't help. Only doubt was the lap coming on. I probably would do the João Pedro move, to be honest with you. Chelsea after this. Fulham, Brentford. I'd probably bring him in, to be honest with you. West Ham's fixtures are pretty poor, if I'm right in saying. Nearly 11 million players in the game then too, 10.7. Let's get a Chelsea player up here. Sanchez, I should have just checked it on the thing. Or no, sorry, West Ham player. They're not going to be on the top ones because they got jockeyed last week. Chelsea, Forest, Spurs, Crystal Palace, Everton. I'd be getting rid of them. I wouldn't want any of them in my team. Get them out if you have Bone. I very nearly went Bone over João Pedro. Doesn't matter, any of both of them did blank in the end, but I do think tonight's the night João Pedro gets something. Great effort this week, William. Appreciate that. Great effort by yourself, William. That you've been here pretty much since day one, since I got the memberships on the channel. So good man for that. Shout out to William. Rob in the chat. Rob, hope all is well, man. We're 4 subs off hitting 7.8k, by the way. I'm going to shut up about it for a couple of minutes and answer a few questions, but it'd be great to hit 7.8k before we finish. Best of luck, Niall. Tempted to knee jerk, but locked in the team and stayed away from it. Sent on X. Awful tempted by Palmer, captain. If you're tempted to go for it, the captaincy is up in the air then as well, so anyone can return well this week. What do you hear, Rob? Sanchez, Anderson, Esteve, Williams, that's the right bench, or that's the right defence there with Wan-Bissaka and Van de Ven on the bench. Dewsbury, Hall, Salah, Wirtz, Palmer, Bruno, Watkins, João Pedro. Team's in good shape there. Looking good. Dean will go for it, yeah. Hopefully João Pedro does something for you. Well, I'm hoping he does something for myself there too, but I'd probably just move him on, yeah. Fishing and Fall in the chat. Fishing and Fall, hope you're well. I had an awful start with only 44 points. Is Watkins captain too much for risk? This early on, I try and stick close to the template. Salah's going to be the most captain pick. If Salah pops off and you haven't captained him, you're in big bother, especially after having a poor week last week. But that being said, 44 isn't bad. I scored 11 more points than you. It's just a captaincy haul away from you. Which 3 to play? Williams, Dorgu, Porro, Anderson, or Esteve. Williams, Porro and Esteve just ahead of Dorgu. That's what I'd be saying. Rob, subscribe off your missus's phone, your mother's phone, your side piece's phone. Let's get the man to the milestone. Appreciate that, Rob. Love that. Nice one. Still 4. Semenyo as captain. Nothing wrong with Semenyo. He's a nice differential. He was transferred in the masses during the week after his 2 goals. Is Reinders gone up to 5-6 yet? Probably hasn't gone up. But Wolves, Spurs, Brighton, Newcastle, Leeds, not the worst fixtures, to be fair. Reinders hasn't gone up, which is surprising. I thought it'd be 5-6, 5-7. He is 5-6. Sorry, I thought it'd be 5-7 by game week 3. Interesting. Or game week 2. Sorry. Right. Let's see if we've everything locked in here then too. 7 minutes to go. We're nearly on 1,000 views, 66 in the chat, which is great to see then also. Cheers for tuning in on this Friday evening. Why Salah over Palmer? Salah over Palmer because if Palmer blanks tonight, it's a very long wait until Monday night. I know you should be just captaining the player you think is going to score the most points, but if Palmer blanks, as sad as it sounds, it's probably going to ruin my weekend until Monday night. And if Salah hauls, yeah. So I'm gonna captain Salah on the base. If Palmer returns well tonight, I'm still gonna be happy. I'm still gonna be happy with the return. But if he blanks and Salah hauls, I'll be pissed off. If Salah and Haaland haul, I'll be happy out. William, so hard at times to remember it's a marathon, not a sprint. Have it on, poor weak cab. Get into your head. Exactly that. Don't be chasing returns so early on the season as well. Just you've made your team in pre-season, should be fine. Salah over Palmer because Palmer hasn't scored from open play in Prem since January. Obviously, that's true. Higgins as well. Shout out Higgins in the chat then to another member of the channel, which is great to see. In the end, Higgins, it didn't matter with your Ahmed and Sarr conundrum last week. Seeing some people change to Palmer. I'm locked in on Salah. I'm happy with Salah. No Chelsea leaks as of yet. No. What are we? 6 minutes to go until the deadline. Let's see if everyone's happy here. Shane McKevitt, any advice? Pedro Porro, Esteve, all good. I play Porro. Set pieces. Start Porro or Esteve. I was just telling a person there, play Porro over Esteve, just because he's got attack and returns potential. 5 minutes to go until the deadline, lads. Palmer or Haaland for the captaincy. If you have Haaland, I'll be captaining Haaland. Start Porro or Esteve. I've Williams. Yeah, Porro out of those. I'd Williams and Dorgu start. I'd probably start Dorgu over Esteve. Or sorry, I'd probably start Esteve over Dorgu. Hello, start 3 out of Nico, Juve, Van de Ven, Rodan, Esteve, Nico Williams. Juve over Van de Ven. Who should I start? Fulham, Anderson or Dorgu? Dorgu out of those. I'm stuck with captaincy. Come back to Anderson and Dorgu. United have a 29% chance of a clean sheet. Fulham have a 26% chance, so it's very close on that then too. Who should I, yeah, I'm stuck with captaincy, Haaland or Palmer. If you have Haaland, captain Haaland, go with that. Sell Zuamendi by Reinders, yes, go with that. So to start Jufer and Die, always the attacker, go with that. Hi Niall, Salah, Palmer or Haaland for the captain James. Haaland out of those, yeah. We're nearly at the end of the stream. 4 minutes to go. Go down there, give the stream a like if you haven't done so already. We're nearly on 70 likes. And we're nearly on 9.8k subs. Shout out Ben Winters there as well. He's asking for a shout out. There you are, Ben. I hope the game week goes well for you. João Pedro defo start over the big lad, over Delap. I think he will. Yeah, he didn't have a kick all game last week, but I do think João Pedro does start tonight. No team news. It doesn't look like we're going to get some team news. Reinders captain, I wouldn't go that far, Shaney. He was brilliant last week, but I wouldn't go that far. Not sure what to do with Bowen. Should I move him out for a week? I probably would. I'd probably do Bowen to if you can get to Gyökeres, go with Gyökeres in for Bowen. If you can't, João Pedro, go with that. Right, 3 minutes to go. Is Esteve better than Dorgu this week? Clean sheet potential, yeah. Attacking, probably not. Right, we're two subs off hitting 7.8k. Can we hit that in 3 minutes? Fingers crossed we can. If not, it doesn't matter. We can hit it next stream. Right, let's see how we are going here. Yeah, Bowen to João Pedro. I'd go for it, to be honest with you. I'd go for that one. Right, deadline stream nearly done. 3 minutes to go. Keep the questions coming if you can. And keep the subs coming also if you can. Play Dorgu. Someone's asking me. Play Stave over Dorgu. Dorgu isn't bad, but more chance of a Burnley clean sheet than a United clean sheet. But Dorgu, you want Dorgu for next week, so don't get rid of him. 2 minutes ago, make sure everything is locked in. I have a Stave subbed in. That's my bench there if anyone wants to see it then too. Dubravka, Anderson, Van de Ven, Gui. All good there. Right, Salah captain, Palmer voice. Nice one. Bruno or Cunha, given Cunha's performance last week. Still think Bruno. He was unlucky not to get something last week, Bruno. 5 chances created. I know this Bruno propaganda. There were half chances, but he still created 5 chances. But I think Bruno just because of penalties and too, this is the week he'll get something. It could be a scrappy penalty he gets as well. But I'm happy to have Bruno in the team over Cunha. If I was picking one now, I still will go Bruno. 1 minute to go, get those teams locked in, and that's going to be game week 2 out of the way. Appreciate all the new subs throughout the stream and for everyone who's joined in over the last hour and 15 minutes. Deadline is going to go in a minute. It was a relatively calm one anyway. It was more getting to here. As I said, the Wi-Fi went to my house. I had to leg it into town with a stream light here then as well, and got the stream done, and I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning after filming with a WWE superstar in Dublin. Check out Smith's Toys TikTok and Instagram for those videos. They'll be up over the next couple of days. Best of luck all taking on Salah captaincy this week, Shane. Did you say you're going Watkins, which is fair enough. Nothing wrong with going against Salah. It's just waiting for Monday night, which is going to be interesting. Let's see how Palmer gets on. That's another deadline out of the way. Game week 2 is over and done with. Appreciate all the new subs. We're still 2 off 7.8k. If you are just about to drop off the stream, give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it so already. And yeah, game week 2 is out of the way. What are we? 4.2 million overall. Let's see how we get on this week. Another green would be nice. Salah captaincy haul. A few differentials there. I need a Nottingham Forest clean sheet. Rodgers and Watkins, probably not many people. I'd say less than 10% of managers own the 2 of them. And then need to start off well with Joe Pedro and Palmer and Sanchez tonight. If we start off well there, we're laughing. You will never walk alone, era. Boo, good luck, mate. Hamad, appreciate that, love that, great to see. Right, let's see, can we get any teams? We're 1 sub off hitting 7.8k. Can we get that before we jump off? If you haven't done so, please go down there, click subscribe. A lot of people are going against Salah, it seems. A lot of people going Salah, and it seems a lot of people going against Salah. Following today's news, like Palace's cup progression will be relevant now in terms of postponement in game week 17. So there could be a potential blank for Palace and Leeds in game week 17 if Palace go further. So Carabao Cup quarterfinals clash with Conference League. So most likely Palace and their opponents will play the Cup quarterfinal on a Premier League weekend with the Premier League game postponed. So it could be a double game week on the horizon already. Good stuff, right? That's another deadline stream out of the way. So anything else, do send them on. Just subbed off the brother's phone and the mother's phone, so you should be there, Rob. Lovely. Just refresh there and we've hit it. Unbelievable. Thanks for that, Rob. Good man. We owe you a pint for that. That's it for another deadline stream. So I need a pint or need a coffee or need something. I've been up since 5 this morning. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm going to enjoy the Chelsea game tonight. Enjoy the 12:30 game. Might leave off the 3 and the 5:30 games then tomorrow and do something active. And then watch the games on Sunday then. Right. Cheers to that. Thanks for everyone who has stayed up until now watching all the stream. Big thanks for hitting the deadline stream goal there. And shout out to Rob for getting us over the line then too. Rizwan is on Watkins captain. Let's see how it goes then. Mikey as well, best of luck. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to ramble on too much. Do we have any Chelsea team news before I hop off? How long are we going for? An hour and 17. Have we got? Should I transfer Eze? Ben, the deadline's gone. I would have said yes, transfer him out, but yeah, no Chelsea news as of yet. Right, that's grand. Right, we're going to leave it there. Ben, deadline is gone, but we'll give you another shout out there because it seems like you've missed the deadline. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching the stream. I'm at Electric Picnic next weekend. I went to one of my subscribers' houses last year in Stradbally. I don't think I'm going to do that this weekend, so we're gonna miss out on a Game of 3 deadline stream. I'm going to be in Stradbally enjoying Electric Picnic, but we'll have a YouTube video during the week, and then we'll be back in Game Week 4 with the normal deadline streams as usual. Right, anyway, that's it for this game week. We'll leave it there. So big up for the week. Come on, Mo Salah captain, and first off, triple Chelsea tonight. Thanks for watching. Best of luck for the week. We'll see you in the next video.